Good morning, y'all. Just doing another update. I woke up this morning and got a little bit of good news, I guess, for what you can get in this type of situation. Apparently, the DSHS, Department of Social and Health Services, has decided to readjust my food stamp amount. So now I'm getting $300 in food stamps a month instead of $180. So I should be able to make that last and not be as hungry as I've been lately. So that's good, at least. You gotta take these small wins when you can get them. But like I said before, being hungry in the state of Washington really isn't a thing. You should not be hungry. There's always an overabundance of food. But I just figured I'd do another vlog on my walk into work and give you guys a little bit of a preview of how bad the camping situation can be, just not too far from my spot. I put myself deep in the woods, up on a hill, in a spot where you can only get to me two directions, because I'm on a cliff face as well. But look how bad this is. You can see remnants of a fire that started, apparently. Alright. So this is fairly cleaned up. They did a massive roundup and cleanup a few months back. And this site hasn't really been able to reestablish itself. This is what I mean, I don't know how well it can see this. Let me turn my brightness on my screen up. I can't see. Whatever, screw it. But yeah, it's bad. These camps get bad. I'm tired. Same thing, it's kind of hard to explain, but everywhere where you see there's no bushes was where a major tent and camp was set up. For all intents and purposes, this was a shanty town for a while. And it goes in cycles. The city comes in, shuts it down, and then people just come back and rebuild and start over. If I'm not mistaken, this is remnants of an old business or an old housing, whatever, a trailer park or whatever that used to be through here, because this is an old foundation. But yeah, like I said, it gets pretty bad. There's another camp starting over there. And was that one on the right when it came in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's 7 separate tents that I passed just walking into work. Normally I take the long way around and give people their privacy and their respect. But people have just been showing up to my campsite and waking me up. And Lord knows what the fuck they're up to. And I'm not really in the frame of mind or in a good mood at that time to ask them. And I know I'm going to say or do something stupid. So I'm just trying my best to just approach everyone with either as few words as possible or as much kindness as possible. Because if I let my natural inclination to be an asshole take over, I'm gonna get myself in a situation I don't need to be in. Yeah. And the garbage isn't too bad. It's been worse. Don't get me wrong. It's been a lot worse before, but it's still pretty filthy. But yeah, this is how it looks with consistent maintenance, if you want to call it that. I put that in quotations because our city actually doesn't maintain itself. They only deal with things like this when it becomes such a problem that they can't ignore it anymore. I mean, even before the pandemic, this city's approach to a lot of homeless camps has been ignore it until the EPA says it's an actual ecological event before they do anything about it. Because here in the city of Tacoma, there is pretty solid rail system, because for simplicity's sake, this area was founded around the Union Station. and the whole like Pacific Northwest was built up around the Tacoma Union Station. Anyways, so obviously there's a lot of rail cars and train tracks and so on and so forth through here, and I forgot the point that I was getting to, honestly, 'cause I'm tired as shit. Yeah, honestly, I forgot. I'm tired. This is just like a wake up morning vlog while I'm on my way to go open up my work, use the bathroom, and then fly to 7-Eleven to get some caffeine and actually wake up. Oh yeah, that's right. So the city is mostly like, this whole area is basically timber industry, and the timber industry uses a lot of the rail system. And so in the downtown Tacoma corridor, there's a river, the Puyallup River, and down on that river is where a lot of the homeless camps tend to be, because it's in that weird area where it's not quite city, it's not quite county, no one has a technical claim on it, it's just, and then it's also technically BNSF, and it's also technically blah blah blah, you know, so it's all this weird gray ownership, and so people squat and camp down there all the time. And every time they run those camps out, because it's about once a year, once every 2 years kind of thing that they deal with it, because it gets bad, they have to remove tonnage of garbage. The last time they did it, it was like 20 tons of garbage, just garbage and nonsense that gets dragged down there. The last time I rode the bus out in that area, I looked over the bridge on the Puyallup River and looked down, and for any video gamers out there, it looked like full-blown Fallout shelter, or like, you know, just Fallout shelters, man. It's fucking terrible. This is like post-apocalypse is what it looks like down there. I want to start filming movies down there. But getting back to the point though, like, it's just like the homeless situation out here is getting bad, like, and it would be fine if it was mostly people that are just down and out, but there's a larger and larger growing element of rogue actors, for lack of a better explanation, and to be polite, really. Sorry, excuse me. And so it's like, there's too many people out here that are doing chaos for the sake of chaos. You know, there's no rhyme or reason behind some of the wild shit that they do. They just do it because they can. And it's like our social order in our community out here is falling apart rapidly. And it sucks because, without getting on my soapbox, like, the city that I live in, Tacoma, has been the best of both worlds my whole life. It's a heavy metropolitan city. I mean, there's high-rise buildings in the downtown area. It's like a mini Seattle. It's claustrophobic. It's kind of gross in my opinion, but whatever. But we also have a small town feel, in the sense that the farther out from the city center you go, the more spread out the city gets, the more spread out the neighborhoods get in the homes. And within 5 to 6 miles of the downtown area, there's actual farmland. It's people with horses and cows and goats and things out here in the city limits. So, and then that also goes to the social aspect. Like, the joke has been that, like, there's a really weird issue with 7 degrees of separation out here. Like, if you know so many people, you effectively know everyone you need to know in this city. And you'll have connections to someone somewhere just because you know 5, 10, 15 people. And if you've been out here most of your life and you've lived out here most of your life, then you know a lot of really important people by accident, usually. My boss is kind of a bigwig in his industry, and I just found his job on Craigslist and met him and interviewed and got hired because of my social skills, my personality, but as well as just my knowledge of the area and my knowledge of people in the area. And so it's just bizarre how it works like that. But yeah, but back to the point, we're absorbing so many homeless people from all over the country that is causing not only the system to fall apart, but people's willingness to put up with people to fall apart, because we are a highly compassionate community. We care so much about everything but ourselves, it seems. But even that's being pushed to its limits, it seems. I don't know. People are just tired.